I enjoy like talking about like this stuff, that what happened back in the day with Shane and me, and like the media always used to try and beef it up and like beef it up that we hated each other and stuff, and like we really didn't. Like I got pissed off with Shane at times, or same with him, vice versa. But it was just like you said, like you had to have a bit of C word about you, about like, you know, you had to like it was every man for themselves. You had to, if we were friends, it just never would have worked. Or at least, you know, if we were riding our bikes down Beach Road every day, like it would never have worked.
Yeah.
You know, you needed to create some separation, and then you race each other hard and fair, and that's just how it was.
And what about 17 when you lost that championship? But really, that was a year, like it was a pretty unbelievable season. What did you learn from that? Because I remember you wrote the book after that, but how did that, do you think, shape you going in? Because you won the 3 championships. Do you think without the learnings of 17, you'd have been able to do what you did for those 3 years? I'm sure you'd love to have, say, you had 4 championships in a row, but sometimes you probably need that learning to be able to get the next 3.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, man. Like 17, like as much as it was like the probably worst moment of my life, like, and a lot of the thing is like we probably build up, like, and I do myself, like build up Newcastle a lot, but I practically lost that championship. Like at Bathurst, we blew an engine, like, and that was when it was obviously double points. Like I got pole a lot during that year, and I just got terrible starts. I just didn't have everything right. And then I learned like how important like the mental game is. Like working with Emma Murray, who was my mind coach from basically 17 onwards, and sort of learning how important it is to, like, for me at least, like it doesn't work for everyone, but like to mentally focus on like what I'm thinking about, like what race, like if something goes wrong in a race, like how do I like bring my heart rate back down? How do I like reset in some ways? And that was a word for us, was like, you know, it was almost like I'd have a drink, and that was for me like my reset. That was like for me to have like okay, shit, things aren't going right. Have a sip of water, just relax the hands and reset and go again. And when I learned a lot of that stuff, I don't think I would have gone to the effort I did if I had either won that championship or I hadn't lost in the fashion I did. Like it was embarrassing. I remember like going to gala the next night. I was just had no interest. Like I felt like a fool. I was sitting next to TC. Like I felt like it was the worst feeling in the world, man. Like I don't wish it upon anyone. And you're seeing like Jamie and then the whole team are there and they're celebrating. And the highlight obviously is me putting Lowndes in the wall, because that's practically the only shot I had at winning the championship. Unfortunately, it worked out worse, but you know, that race was just an absolute nightmare, you know, from the speeding penalty. To then from that point, and this is what I talk about the mental side, like I just imploded. Like I generally did. Like I was like, I panicked. I spun out Simona. I like in the 20 laps, and then I got another drive through. So then I had to work my way through. I mean, like it's, yeah, I definitely think as much as it was so hard, it definitely helped me for the future. There's no doubt about it.
It's good to actually hear that for anyone, because I think there's probably a moment in everyone's career, or like for me, it was my car accident, actually, not actually in a race, but where you learn something that everyone would be like, you know, surely you would wish that never happened. But my car accident when I was a kid nearly killed me, and I have issues now, but it's one of those things that it shapes you. And so if you are having moments like that, it's how you reflect on them and then learn from them as well. For me, it was, not taking things for granted, and then obviously physically having to work a bit harder than I did previously. So it's okay. I never take 2 steps forward without appreciating the ability to do it. But what would be some advice then you'd give a young driver listening, not yourself? Like I think you've been through your own experience, but now you've done the supercars, you've near on conquered IndyCar, and there's a lot of boxes left to tick. But what's some advice you'd give to someone that might be listening, that could learn something and maybe fast track that process?
Yeah, I think there's, as much as you think, like say you're like the peak of your powers, you feel like you're fast and you feel comfortable in your surroundings. Like there's just no, like, there's always somewhere you can grow. And like, unfortunately, sometimes it takes bad circumstances, like for yourself with the car accident, and for me, like ultimately losing that 2017 championship. It takes, you've got to, if it is like the worst, you've got to use a negative to turn into a positive somehow. Like you can't just give up, or I know it's like it's so cliche, I guess you could say, but if something happens, and this goes on with work, or like if you don't get that promotion, or you don't, like, you've just, all right, why didn't I get that? Like, why did this happen? And find it within yourself. Like, don't go, oh, no, the car was shit.
Yeah.
Or I didn't have the tires on the right time. Like, yeah, that's an easy excuse, but there's a reason why you were put in this position, you know, to learn. I feel like everything happens for a reason. And it's genuine, and I truly do believe that. I don't really know the advice. I just think, like, I guess I've always been told that a good quote is, there's no finish line to perfection. You've always got something. There's never a perfect lap. There's always something that you can work on, and we all know that. So, yeah, and I guess there's nothing out of your grasp either. Like, I never thought I'd be an IndyCar.
Yeah.
I never thought, like, you know, the open wheeler thing was for me, and going, you know, toe to toe with Will and Joseph and guys like that on ovals. Like, I'd never driven an oval in my life, let alone dirt, nothing. So, yeah, it's just got to have a crack. And
people like Will probably is a good one. It's like, keeps you humble, because even if you're in go-karting and you think you're awesome, there's a guy 21 years into IndyCar and still learning, you know, to be a foot wider off your data of a guy who's just turned up like that. You literally can't ever be like, fuck, I'm good. You know, there's no point where you will stop learning.
No fig jam.
Yeah.
Fig jam.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I have a quick piss stop? Because I'm busting. Is that cool?
I need a quick one. I've only had 2 drinks.
Oh, yeah. I'll go piss too.